So a new cell phone video was released regarding the Good matter in Minnesota where a woman was shot and killed by ICE officers. Based on this footage, I can definitely understand the argument that the ICE officer was in reasonable fear for his life when he fired at the time, which may help him in a criminal case, whether or not the Department of Justice will pursue any criminal charges against him, or even the state government for that matter of Minnesota. However, just because the federal government may not file criminal charges against the ICE officer, that does not mean that Ms. Good's family cannot file a civil claim against the federal government for her wrongful death, because the standard in a civil matter is different than a criminal matter. In a civil matter, you just need to show by a preponderance of the evidence that the defendant is liable for her death. Basically, if you were to do it in percentages, is the government 51% or more liable for her death? So some facts which may show negligence on the fact of the ICE officer could be that he moved around the vehicle to get in front of it, which I'm not sure is in line with policy to get in front of a vehicle like that when in this type of situation. Secondly, the fact that he was holding a cell phone in one hand and a firearm in the other may not also be in line with policies in these types of situations. And lastly, there was probably other means available to ICE officers to de-escalate the situation. Was shooting her the first option? You can make the argument that there was other options available to ICE officers, such as getting out of the way and pursuing her, or calling the local police and having them pursue her. Even if criminal charges are not filed against this ICE officer, that does not necessarily mean that the government can walk free. A civil matter could still be proceeded against them, and damages could be very large if they are successful in those claims. It could be $20, $30 million, not only for the damage to Miss Good, but also to her children who will be without a mother. And of course, I understand that she made actions that day that led also to her being hurt, but we must not disregard the actions also of the federal government. When they make mistakes, they must be held accountable too. And as lawyers, it's our job to make arguments. The federal government has lawyers to defend them, and the plaintiff needs to have lawyers to make arguments on her behalf too. That's how our system of government works, and that's how our legal system works. If you have any thoughts or questions, please drop a comment below.